Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bill Rhodes. I'm the Director of Channel Sales at Buffalo Americas. If I could ask someone to just respond in the chat screen to make sure that they're able to hear the audio properly. Okay, thank you, everybody. Today's webinar is going to discuss a new product and actually a new technology that's being brought to the market. Specifically, this new technology has a unique purpose that's going to allow you to address high capacity, high data transfer needs. Today's presenter is going to be Mike Wong. He's our sales engineer, specifically responsible for this product line. At the end of this presentation, we'll be giving away one of the DriveStation, or I should say mini station Extreme NFC units. If you haven't seen that product, it is the first portable hard drive in the market that actually uses NFC technology to unlock and access your data. It has full shock protection, which is military grade. It's dust-proof, waterproof, and it has an integrated USB 3 cable. So it is a very nice prize. If anybody is interested in more information about that or any Buffalo products, feel free to let us know. Our team is fully available to the channel. And at this point in time, I'll turn it over to Mike Wong.
Thanks, Bill. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Wong. I am a sales engineer for Buffalo Technologies. In today's webinar, I'll be introducing the DriveStation Ultra, a brand new direct attached storage device from Buffalo. I'll be going over the technical features, benefits, and target markets of this device. And at the end, I'll hand it back over to Bill to discuss the resale program and other sales-related topics. Buffalo is excited to present the DriveStation Ultra. It is an ultra-fast 10-bay direct attached storage device. This product is very unique in that it was designed to address the problem of accessing large files quickly and editing them real time, the problem that industries such as the video editing industry face. The DriveStation Ultra was built for speed. It can achieve data transfer rates over 1,200 megabytes per second. This is done with a well-executed Thunderbolt 2 implementation. It boasts the fastest read and write speeds of any device in its class. It comes in 40 and 80 terabyte capacities, which can be expanded further upon, satisfying the most hungry data customers. The DriveStation Ultra was built for reliability. It contains a hardware-based RAID controller for fast partition rebuilding in the event of a disk failure. Besides RAID 0, it also supports RAID 5 and 6, keeping your data safe. It undergoes an intense QA process to ensure that the highest performance is achieved in the most extreme conditions. This device comes fully populated with NAS-grade drives in the 40 terabyte model or enterprise-grade drives in the 80 terabyte model. The DriveStation Ultra was also built with flexibility in mind. Besides the ultra-fast Thunderbolt 2 interface, it also offers connectivity via other high-speed interfaces, such as USB 3.0 and eSATA. This is the most interfaces offered in a device of its class. Access to the 10 hard drive bay is achieved via the side panel. The drives here are hot swappable, which means that in the event of a drive failure, the unit does not need to be powered down in order to replace a drive. The device can continue to operate normally as the drive is being replaced. The DriveStation Ultra's hardware RAID controller recognizes when a drive has been replaced and will start the RAID rebuilding process automatically. One of the main advantages of having a hardware RAID controller means that it frees the CPU to continue I/O-related tasks. During this rebuild time, data can still be accessed with very little performance degradation. The other advantage of this hardware RAID controller is speed and reliability. Hardware RAID controllers can rebuild the RAID array faster and have fewer rebuilding failures than their software counterparts. I personally tested the rebuilding time of a RAID 5 array on a 40 terabyte model, and it took me about 24 hours to rebuild. The DriveStation Ultra has a solid all-metal chassis. It has a modern, minimalistic design with a lot of functionality designed around it. From the front panel, you have access to the power button. The DriveStation Ultra boots up very quickly, in less than 30 seconds. You can see the drive health indicator LEDs on the left-hand side, which show the status of all 10 drives. A blue light indicates a healthy drive. A red light indicates that there's a problem. A door at the top of the unit opens up to reveal a hidden control panel. The mode and select buttons and LCD screen allow the user to navigate through the management menu of the DriveStation Ultra. From a diagnostics perspective, you can view the current read-write speed of all interfaces, the rate configuration, and more. From a management perspective, the mode and select buttons allow users to set the rate configuration, among other things. There are 3 status LEDs which indicate if the unit is powered on, if the array is being accessed, and if there is a drive failure. The DriveStation Ultra is ultra quiet. It operates so silently that you will barely notice that the unit is on, even if the device is getting slammed with data. From the rear panel, you have access to all the peripheral connections mentioned earlier. There is a Kensington lock available if you need to lock down your device. There is one Ethernet port used only for firmware updates and is not normally used. You will not be able to access the device over the network like a NAS. The DriveStation Ultra is strictly a direct attached storage device. Let's take a look at the theoretical speeds of the interfaces available on the DriveStation Ultra. There are 2 Thunderbolt 2 ports, which can achieve up to 20 gigabits per second theoretical. That is an incredibly fast interface, and DriveStation Ultra has been designed to take advantage of that performance. There are 2 ports available for the purpose of daisy chaining. Only one user can access the device at a time. 2 ports does not mean 2 simultaneous users. It's also backwards compatible with Thunderbolt 1, which itself can achieve up to 10 gigabits per second. This allows DriveStation Ultra to work with older Thunderbolt devices. There is one USB 3.0 connection, which can achieve speeds up to 5 gigabits per second, and one eSATA port, which can achieve up to 3 gigabits per second. DriveStation Ultra is also backwards compatible with USB 2.0. The Thunderbolt interface has been certified for Mac devices only. Generally speaking, PCs are not able to achieve the same throughput performance on Thunderbolt as Mac devices. However, PC users can still realize good throughput performance via the USB 3.0 and eSATA connections. Again, DriveStation Ultra offers the most interface connections than any device in its class, which gives customers a lot of flexibility as far as which devices it can interact with. So what does all this speed mean for your customers? Let's take a typical video editing example. The video industry is already releasing 4K content and is aggressively pushing 8K video. This increase in resolution comes at an increase in file sizes. An hour-long, raw 4K video is about 2 terabytes. That's pretty sizable. To transfer that file from storage to your workstation over USB 3.0 would take approximately 52 minutes. That's too long of a coffee break for a video engineer to take while they're waiting for the video to open on their workstation. Transferring that same file over to Thunderbolt 2 takes only 13 minutes. That's a 75% reduction in time and cost. This speed will reduce the idle time of designers and engineers by giving them quicker access to their data. Many products in the market tout high-speed performance over Thunderbolt 2. Buffalo was curious how the DriveStation Ultra compared against some of the leading competition in the Thunderbolt 2 space. We had a third party independently benchmark the performance of the DriveStation Ultra and the results were impressive. At RAID 0, which is data striping without redundancy, the DriveStation Ultra performed better than the leading Thunderbolt 2 devices, at about 4%. But that's not a huge differentiator. However, most users will want to configure their devices with some RAID redundancy to protect themselves from data loss in the event of a disk failure. RAID 6 is the default configuration for the DriveStation Ultra. It allows up to 2 simultaneous drive failures without the loss of data. Having these redundancies in place gives users a peace of mind to organizations who have critical data that they can't afford to lose. In RAID 6, the DriveStation Ultra's performance is really apparent. The results show that the DriveStation Ultra is 30% faster than the competition in RAID 6. This would be the more realistic RAID configuration that a customer would use with the DriveStation Ultra. Most customers would not configure 40 or 80 terabytes of storage without having some type of redundancy built in. Daisy chaining is a feature supported by Thunderbolt. It allows you to connect or chain up to 6 Thunderbolt devices serially. From a storage perspective, that gives you the flexibility to expand the available capacity on a single port. On one Thunderbolt 2 port, capacity can be increased from 80 terabytes up to 480 terabytes by chaining 6 DriveStation Ultras together. A Mac Pro comes with 6 Thunderbolt ports, all capable of supporting 6 Thunderbolt devices per port. For a customer which requires a large amount of storage, the DriveStation Ultra can provide them almost 3 petabytes of ultra-high-speed, ultra-reliable storage. And remember, all of that data is protected with either RAID 5 or 6. Now that you've heard all about the features of the DriveStation Ultra, who would most benefit from using this device? There are many industries that can benefit from an easy to set up, high speed, high capacity, and highly reliable storage device. The video editing industry is an obvious choice. With most content being Ultra HD quality, being able to edit these huge video files on the fly requires fast transfer speeds and high capacity to store this data. The photography industry would also benefit from the DriveStation Ultra speed. Raw images are also fairly sizable, and being able to open multiple files quickly for editing helps to make these organizations more efficient. An audio engineer who needs to work with hundreds of audio tracks at a time can mix tracks together seamlessly with minimal delay. And graphic designers can also benefit from DriveStation Ultra speed the same way the photography industry does. Video surveillance is an interesting market for the DriveStation Ultra. They typically have a need for high capacity and high reliable storage that's easy to set up. The DriveStation Ultra can be used as an expansion storage for an existing surveillance network. Other markets such as engineering, medical, and government are potential targets for DriveStation Ultra. They also typically work with large files and can benefit from the DriveStation Ultra's speed and RAID performance. Any of your customers that are using any of the software that's listed up here are potential customers for the DriveStation Ultra. So if you're selling products such as Adobe Premiere or AutoCAD or Photoshop, those types of customers would be candidates for the DriveStation Ultra. In summary, DriveStation Ultra was built to address the growing needs of speed and storage in many industries. Buffalo has done that by offering the fastest performance in RAID 6, offering very large capacities in 40 terabyte and 80 terabyte models, protecting customers' valuable data with a well-designed hardware RAID controller and pre-tested NAS and enterprise-grade drives. And it also provides customers the most interface connections in a device of its class so that anyone can connect to it. There's a 6-bay model coming at the end of the year. And with all of Buffalo's products, the DriveStation Ultra falls under Buffalo's standard 3-year warranty, which covers both the chassis and the hard drives. We offer 24 24 hours, 7-day support. That's over chat, phone, and email. That's all I had from the technical presentation. I'll hand this over to Bill to talk about the reseller program.
All right, thanks, Mike. I just wanted to kind of summarize a couple of key points here while we have everybody on the phone. Not only is this a new product for Buffalo, but as I mentioned at the very beginning, this is a new technology for the market. So as file sizes are starting to really get larger, everybody is now wanting to work, you know, not necessarily just only with video files, but you have AutoCAD files, medical imaging files, X-rays, CAT scans, MRI images. Those files are tremendous in size. Mike had one slide up there that showed the amount of time savings that somebody that works in 4K editing has the potential to save. So the discussion of return on investment for your customer has got to come up. These units, Mike did disclose the MSRP, the 80 terabyte unit is going out to the market. It has enterprise class drives. It's a $10,000 MSRP. That's not a lot for somebody that has, you know, $450,000 salary like a radiologist. When you start to look at the radiologist examining, you know, a CAT scan or some type of large image, if they're waiting 3, 4, 5 minutes each time that they have to save or upload a file throughout the day, that opportunity for time savings is very critical for those people. Of course, the video editing market is a key play. Another one that comes up quite frequently, and we were actually surprised about this, is just the sheer, I guess, audio professionals. So people that are actually running recording studios, this gives them the ability to sample hundreds of files at the exact same time. So we're not in the 1950s where the entire band gets in a room and everybody plays, the drummer screws up, and they do a retake. Everybody's playing their own independent piece nowadays, and some sound engineer is back there sampling and editing everybody's individual take into the final cut. So he's able to do that now without any lag in real time. And since this is a new product, you're going to have to stimulate your customers and introduce them to the concept of why this product would be of value for them. We're certainly happy to help you with that technical discussion. From a technology perspective, this unit is actually not very difficult to sell. It's not much different than an external hard drive. It just happens to have 10 bays in it with 10 hard drives. So we do have a couple of questions and answers that we'll get to. Please feel free to chat or send Q&A and we'll address those. I just wanted to, as you can see on the slide right here, we do have an authorized reseller program. If anybody has interest in that, the direct contact information is listed there, as well as our URL for where you can log in. It is a very well-respected channel program in the market. Buffalo does not sell any products directly. This product specifically is exclusively sold through distribution. If you're out interested in looking for a quote, every distributor can quote you, but right now D&H stepped up and ran with Buffalo. It's an exclusive launch partner, and they bought all the channel inventory to start. So if you need to get your hands on a unit, D&H is the place to look right now. Our team will be following up with everybody who had a chance to register for the webinar. If you'd like to have a copy of the recording, just ask the agent that follows up with you, and we'll make sure that we send that out to you. For now, I believe we're going to go ahead and give away the free unit, and it appears that, hold on, I'm waiting for the person to tell me who won. Here, Tom Math. Tom, if you could please send me your contact information in the question and answer session or through the chat feature. I'll make sure that we get in touch with you directly after this presentation is over, and we'll be happy to send that unit out to you this week. Why don't we start the question and answer session right now? One question that we had earlier from someone is, did the unit, I know it was hard to see from the image that was provided, and I'll pass this over to Mike, but it's a very simple answer. When you were mentioning the LED indicators for each of the hard drives,
Yep.
Was there an indicator specifically for each drive?
Yes, there is. There are 10 LEDs corresponding to each of the 10 drives that are in the unit. I'll bring that slide back up so you can take a look at it.
Yeah, it's just a little faint in the picture that Mike was, that he had. Let's see, yeah, you have them highlighted there. There they are. So it's a very minimalistic design. Again, this is made with a premium user in mind. It's an all metal chassis. It is a higher end product. It is fairly impressive. Some people would question, 10 drives running, what kind of power supply do you have in that? Is the fan going to be very loud? I actually personally have one on my desk. Once you boot it up, it takes about 10 to 15 seconds to boot up, then you recognize the drive just like any attached USB drive. And from that point forward, it's fairly silent. I really, unless you stick your ear directly next to the fan, you can't even tell that it's on. Somebody asked, will we get a copy of the webinar? Yes, we would be happy to provide everybody with a copy. Tom, thank you for sending me your contact information. I do have your phone number right there, as well as your email address and mailing address. Let's see. Here's a great question. Tim McPherson, he's not on the phone anymore, but he did ask, is this something we could use to daisy chain to provide more storage? So Mike, could you go back to the daisy chain slide again and talk about the scalability? So while Mike is running back to that slide, the short answer is yes. You can continue to daisy chain up to 6 units off of the back of each one. So as Mike has pointed out right here, 6 devices per chain. Mac Pro, excuse me, has 6 Thunderbolt ports on it, and you could actually get up to 200.
Oh yeah, for a single chain, that's 480 terabytes, and if you were to maximize and connect 6 devices on all 6 ports, you can reach almost 3 terabytes of data. So that's 480 for a single chain, and 2.88 petabytes on all 6.
Yep. The next question we'll address is from Kevin Karch. He's asking, what is the least cost unit that will support video surveillance cameras? It's a good question, Kevin. The 40 terabyte unit would be the least cost. That has an MSRP of $4,799. We are agnostic with this product as to which cameras are being supported. So this is simply going to either plug in via eSATA, USB 3, or Thunderbolt directly into the back of your existing server or SAN that's running the surveillance products. Then you could use it for longer term retention on the surveillance cameras. Mark Gallagher asked, where's the Thunderbolt on the Windows platform going? Are there plans to equal or surpass data rate transfer on the Mac Pro? So that's a great question, Mark. You're not the only one that's asked that. Jeff Cohen asked as well. Microsoft, if you're not aware, has heavy development partnership in Apple. They were part of the Thunderbolt platform design. Microsoft at this point in time has not notified OEM partners like Buffalo what their intentions are with Thunderbolt, though. We do know that they have an alternative competing technology that they haven't released to the market yet. It's been out for several years, but will they actually standardize on what the Mac community is doing? We don't know that just yet. All right, there's a couple more questions. Someone's asking, Mike, so we'll turn this one over to you. Can multiple users access this device simultaneously?
The answer to that question is no. This device is a direct attached storage device and is meant only for a single user to access it.
Yeah, so even though there's multiple ports on the back of the unit is actually designed to only take instruction from one client PC at a time. Here's another question. Again, Mike covered this, but we'll definitely want to reinforce it. What is Ethernet port for on the back of the unit?
Yeah, that's that port is strictly for firmware updates. It's a management port. The device itself, the data on the device itself cannot be accessed over the network. So you can get, it will get an IP address, but again, anything related to data, it will not. You cannot access anything on the data-wise. Only for firmware updates.
All right, there's a couple more questions coming in, so we'll just give a minute for everybody to submit those. Okay, so Todd Landry is on the line. He says, if you were able to combine two of these units, can you allow a system to handle RAID 5? So how, so this is a question we've had internally and we've addressed as well. So as you're daisy chaining units, can you control everything through a single interface from the RAID, or do you go unit by unit for management?
Unit by unit. Yeah, the RAID configurations are individual, so it needs to be configured unit by unit.
I think this is the last question that I see here. It says, when will the 6-bay unit come online and what are the estimated selling prices? At this point in time, we have not set the MSRPs. They'll be in line with the amount of storage capacity that's available in the 6-bay units. We anticipate the 6-bay units to launch before the end of this calendar year. At that point in time, we would have the complete 6-bay and 10-bay lineup available for the market. And yes, it would be sold through all the distributors. Buffalo specifically partners with D&H, Tech Data, Ingram Micro, and Synix in both the US and in Canada. Okay, so we will end the audio portion of this call right now. Thank you everybody for participating. We will stay on for Q&A. If anybody has any additional questions, feel free to address those through the Q&A feature.